It's really hard being the muse of a whole album.
What inspires me the most when I write music? Probably my ex-girlfriend.
She looks annoyed
Justin
and brushes it
Bieber
off,
we all
but the
knew?
internet can
Yeah,
see the
he
real-
vanished the moment Hailey Baldwin slipped that wedding ring on his finger. The bubbly, love-struck kid with stars in his eyes was gone. And so was the girl who inspired all that sweetness. Selena Gomez wasn't in the picture anymore, and with her absence came a whole new version of Justin. A version that didn't sparkle the same way. This is the story of a guy who seemed like two completely different people depending on who he was with. With Selena, Justin was soft, loving, and full of charm. But with Hailey, he seemed distant, colder, like a switch had flipped. And now, we're diving into why that shift happened. Because sometimes, one person can treat two partners so differently, it's almost hard to believe it's the same man. It all started back in the Jelena era, the time when pop culture felt like it was on fire. Young Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez were the it couple, and watching them fall for each other felt like real-life movie magic. It was messy, cute, intense, and unforgettable.
Then he was asked about Selena Gomez, and he called you a cutie pie, and said that you're amazing.
He's so cute!
Justin was the baby-faced superstar breaking records with Baby, while Selena was America's sweetheart from Wizards of Waverly Place. The buzz was everywhere. Even before they met, the spark was building. Justin had already said, "Selena Gomez is cute. I don't really have a crush on..." But come on, we all saw where that was heading.
She just happened to be at the same game you were at?
It was weird. You know, we were at a high school game and she's sweet. She's a sweetheart.
When Justin and Selena finally linked up, boom, instant fireworks. The whole world couldn't stop watching them. Every move they made had fans swooning and tabloids going wild. But here's the twist. Justin with Selena, that was a whole different vibe. It felt raw, young, and full of that intense, head-over-heels kind of love. And Justin wasn't about to keep it low-key either. He went full-on Romeo mode, loud and proud with how much he adored her. In 2011, this guy went so over the top, he literally rented out the entire Staples Center just so they could watch Titanic in peace. Who even does that? That's not just romance, that's movie-level stuff. Sources said he wanted to give her something unforgettable, something private and big all at once. Selena herself later said it was one of the sweetest things anyone's ever done for her. And gestures like that, they weren't rare. Justin was constantly putting her on a pedestal. At their 2011 red carpet debut at the Vanity Fair Oscar party, he couldn't stop smiling. That goofy grin said it all. He held her hand like she was everything. And if you look back at the paparazzi shots from that era, it's all there. The way he looked at her, completely zoned in, ignoring the flashes and cameras like they didn't exist. It was that real. There's this one moment caught courtside at a basketball game. Justin leaned in, whispered something to Selena, and she burst out laughing with that carefree, genuine joy. That was them. Young, wildly in love, and Justin, total simp, in the sweetest way possible. Back then, nothing else mattered. Fame, money, the future, all that was just noise. What mattered was them, together in their own world. It felt like the kind of love that could survive anything. And for a while, it did. Even when things started falling apart, Justin still carried this gentleness with Selena. No matter how wild things got or how badly he messed up, he never trashed her, not once. Even now, his old interviews about her, still respectful. Their roller coaster went full speed. They first broke up in 2012, got back together, and by 2014, it was over again. But it never really ended. It was that toxic kind of love where they couldn't walk away no matter how hard they tried. And even when they were off, you could feel Justin still had a soft spot for her. In 2015, he was seen singing "My Girl" at a hotel bar in Beverly Hills, with Selena sitting right there. Eyewitnesses said he looked nervous, like he was pouring his heart out, trying to win her back in real time. Selena just smiled and blushed like maybe, just maybe, he still had her heart. Later that same year, Justin admitted during an interview that he messed up. And let's be real, that was code for cheating. Rumors were already swirling that some of those mess-ups, Yeah, might have involved Hailey, the same girl who'd eventually become his wife. The trust between Justin and Selena, yeah, it was hanging on by a thread. But even with all the drama, Justin never held back when it came to saying how much Selena meant to him. He straight up called her his first real love. That's huge, and he didn't just say it, he sang it. Tracks like What Do You Mean and Where Are You? Now from that time were basically heartbreak letters soaked in regret. You could feel the longing pouring out in every beat. He was reckless, no doubt, but whenever it came to Selena, there was always this softer side that peeked through. Even in the middle of the chaos, he gave off this almost protective vibe. Sure, they fought, and not just quiet arguments. We're talking screaming matches, full-on drama. But Justin, he never turned cold on her. He still talked about her with warmth in interviews, even when their relationship was falling apart in public. Let's not fake it, Jelena was messy. These were two young stars with the world at their feet, living in a pressure cooker. They made plenty of bad choices, Justin especially. He was spiraling hard. In 2014, he got arrested for DUI, egged a neighbor's house, clashed with paparazzi, straight up wild behavior. And yeah, Selena was right there in the middle of that storm. Years later, in a 2020 NPR interview, Selena opened up and said she felt like she had been emotionally mistreated. That hit hard. But what's wild is that even while Justin was crashing, he never went after her in public. He acted out everywhere else, but not against her. Instead, he'd do things like drop "Mark My Words," a track fans believe was him pleading for forgiveness. You can feel that he was still clinging to whatever kindness he had left for her. Even after all those years, let's talk about their 2017 reunion, because it was intense. Selena had just gone through a life-changing kidney transplant, and guess who pulled up? Justin, biking to her place, coffee in hand, showing up like he never left. The love, still there.
We were on and off for years, and then we left on good terms. So I think it was just we needed time to grow for ourselves, and we were like, you know what, maybe we'll come back together in the future.
But of course, the drama was never far. TMZ reported they were in couples therapy that year, and a big reason was Hailey Baldwin. Yep, she was already floating around in the background. Even so, Justin was still putting in work for Selena. Sources claimed he was being real with her, totally honest, even when the truth sparked arguments. That's not what someone does when they're done. That's someone trying, someone who still believed they had a shot at forever. But by early 2018, it was over for good. Selena had reached her limit. She walked away, and Justin, crushed. The back and forth had drained them both. Even though it clearly still hurt, she chose peace over more chaos. Meanwhile, Justin was posting emotional captions on Instagram, and insiders said he was falling apart without her. No matter how bad things got, one thing stayed the same. Justin was never outright cruel to Selena. The relationship was messy, even toxic at times, but he still carried this deep-down respect for her. Like, even when he couldn't handle himself, he didn't stop treating her like she mattered. But then, boom, everything flipped. June 2018, just after his final breakup with Selena, a new version of Justin stepped onto the scene. And suddenly, he was back with Hailey Baldwin. They had history from 2015 to 2016, but this time, it wasn't casual. It was real, and it got serious fast. Justin thought marriage would fix everything, like tying the knot would magically settle him down and make the chaos disappear. He was exhausted, burned out, and believed that becoming a husband would force him to grow up, but he was so wrong. By July 2018, he was already engaged to Hailey. By September, they were married. Just like that. No healing, no real pause. He rushed in hoping marriage would close the Selena chapter for good, but fans weren't buying it. It was fast, messy, and didn't feel like love. It felt like escape. And the Justin that showed up after that, he wasn't the same guy from the Jelena days. Not even close. Some even believe Hailey might have envied the bond he had with Selena, but when it came to how Justin treated her, that soft, over-the-top kindness had vanished. Where were the grand gestures? The romantic movie nights at Staples Center? The serenades? They were gone. Instead, we got strange, cold moments that didn't sit right with people. One major example. In 2020, Justin was caught on camera, shutting the car door while Hailey was still getting out. She was halfway out and he just slammed it shut. She looked annoyed but tried to play it off. The internet didn't miss a beat. Everyone noticed the rudeness and how checked out he looked. It might sound small, but it was a sign. With Selena, he was always present, full of effort, making sure she felt special. Even getting in and out of cars together looked like a moment. With Hailey, it looked careless, like he was just going through the motions. And it didn't stop there. That same year, another odd moment popped up, right after Hailey beat him at an arcade game. There's this one moment after Hailey beat Justin at an arcade game. And instead of laughing it off, he snapped. He yelled at her, loud, sharp, and in front of everyone. Sure, some said it might have been playful, but the vibe was off. Hailey just stood there, taking it. And here's the thing, no matter how much Justin and Selena argued, you never saw him lose it like that with her in public. They kept their mess behind closed doors. But with Hailey, these awkward moments keep spilling out for the world to see. It starts building a clear picture. Justin with Hailey just seems colder, less patient, less gentle. And his public behavior doesn't help that image. Flash to the 2021 Met Gala. Justin and Hailey step out onto the carpet, and suddenly the crowd starts chanting, "Selena, Selena!" Justin looks furious. Hailey looks hurt. And what does he do? Nothing. He just keeps walking. No arm around her, no comforting gesture, no support at all. That stings, because back in 2011, Justin would shield Selena from the chaos, literally pulling her close in crowds, protecting her from the noise. But with Hailey, it's like he's emotionally MIA, distant, like she's just there.
It's really hard being the muse of a whole album.
What inspires me the most when I write music? Probably my ex-girlfriend.
Now let's talk social media. Back in the Jelena days, Justin's posts about Selena, straight up love poems. In 2014, he dropped a black and white photo of them with the caption, "Our love is unconditional." That wasn't just a post. It was a full-on emotional broadcast. Even after they split, he'd still like her posts, leave comments, little things that showed he still cared. But with Hailey, at first, the energy seemed strong. In 2018, he went all out with a gushy engagement post, pouring his heart out. "Hailey, I'm so in love with everything about you." That's what Justin wrote in 2018. Cool, romantic, the kind of post fans love to screenshot. But by 2023, that energy had faded. He rarely posted about her, and when he did, like for their 5th anniversary, it felt more like a PR update than a love note. Cute, yes, but missing that deep personal touch we used to see when he talked about Selena. Then came 2025, and things got weird. Justin started reposting memes that fans were quick to link to Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco. People online said it looked like he was throwing shade even though he's been married for years. That's tough on Hailey, who stayed silent through all of it. Not a word, just smiles, photos, and trying to keep the peace. Hailey's posts, though, they tell their own story. She's always showing love, posting pics of them cuddled up, calling him her best friend, sharing sweet moments. But Justin? For the longest time, it didn't feel equal. He only really started showing her affection online again once the internet rumors about a split started heating up. Almost like damage control. And if you really want to know what's going on in Justin's heart, just listen to his music. With Selena, his songs were raw. Purpose in 2015 was like a breakup diary turned into an album. Love Yourself, Sorry, and more. Whether it was guilt or love, he poured it all out. In a 2020 Zane Lowe interview, he even said Selena made him reckless, but also pushed him to grow. That whole album had emotional weight. Now compare that to Changes in 2020, his first release after marrying Hailey. It was supposed to be his love letter to her, but it fell flat. Tracks like Intentions and Yummy were sweet, but felt surface level. Critics said it sounded like he was trying to convince himself he was happy. He said in interviews that he was focusing on himself with Hailey. But that raw, passionate fire he had when he sang about Selena, it just wasn't there. It's like Justin settled with Hailey, but he was never swept off his feet. That deep spark he once had, gone. His real muse, Selena, disappeared, and ever since, his creative fire hasn't burned the same. Fast forward to 2025, Selena drops a track with Benny Blanco titled I Said I Love You First, and what does Justin do? He starts posting cryptic Instagram stories that have fans raising eyebrows. Meanwhile, Hailey's at home, raising their child, building a life with him. But where's the music about her being his everything? It's silent. That silence says a lot. Now let's talk body language, because public moments don't lie. Back in 2012, Justin and Selena were courtside at a Lakers game. He had his arm wrapped around her, laughing like she was the only one in the room. Paparazzi even caught him kissing her mid-game, completely caught up in the moment. Now compare that to him and Hailey in LA years later. Justin's walking ahead, head down, looking checked out, while Hailey trails behind him with a blank expression. No hand-holding, no eye contact, just distance. And then there's that 2021 Vegas moment. A video leaked of Justin yelling at Hailey. His arms were swinging, his voice loud, while she stood still, trying to stay calm. The internet exploded, even when Justin and Selena fought. Like that messy 2016 Instagram blow-up over Sophia Richie. He vented online, sure, but not in her face. With Hailey, it feels different. It's direct, it's intense, and honestly, it hits harder. So why did Justin's two biggest loves experience completely different sides of him? Same man, two women, two totally different love stories. One left inspired songs, passion, and chaos. The other, silence and distance. Let's break it down for real. When Justin was with Selena, he was just a teen. 17, 18, 19, caught up in the fire of first love. She was his muse, his everything, and he chased her with full throttle energy, wild, reckless, dramatic, but also full of heart. As Hailey even tweeted back in 2011, he was all over the place. But that chaos came with romantic gestures and big emotional swings. He was always trying to win Selena back, even when he messed up. By the time he married Hailey, different man, different mindset. He was 24 then, and now he's 31. Life hit harder, more pressure, more responsibility. Justin's been open about his mental health struggles, his faith journey, and trying to find peace. In a 2019 Vogue interview, he even said he was celibate when he and Hailey started dating again, trying to reset and feel whole. That says a lot. Maybe Hailey represents calm and stability, not passion. But that's where the disconnect shows. With Selena, we saw the romantic whirlwind. With Hailey, it feels like she got the leftovers, the emotionally drained, distant version. Some say it's just timing. Selena was his chaos, Hailey's his calm. Others think it runs deeper, maybe even guilt. In a 2022 Call Her Daddy interview, Hailey said she never overlapped with Selena. But fans aren't so sure. They think Justin's heart never fully left his ex. Maybe that's why there's distance, like he's punishing himself, or even punishing her for moving on before he was ready. And through all this, Hailey's taken hit after hit. She stayed loyal, stuck with him through his Lyme disease diagnosis in 2020, the non-stop backlash from Selena's fan base, and more. In 2018, she told The Times they'd moved past the weirdness. But based on how Justin acts, it's clear he hasn't. Hailey's been solid, but she's not getting the same love, devotion, or public respect that Selena once did. Selena finally clapped back, and she did not hold back. In a recent interview, she shut down the rumors and said the narrative was wrong. You could tell she was tired of the noise and ready to defend her story. She's out here proving her love was real, her intentions were clear. Meanwhile, Justin's staying quiet, and that silence only makes it worse. Because let's be honest, Selena got love songs, surprise dates, full-blown dedication. Hailey, she's getting the silent treatment, or worse, public moments that feel like flat-out rejection. It's not fair, not to her. And that's exactly why people keep saying Justin seems like a whole different person with Hailey, and not in a good way. With Selena, he was head over heels, pulling out all the stops just to make her smile. With Hailey, he's colder, more distant, like the light went out somewhere along the way. And that shift, it's wild to watch. So what do you think? Is it timing, guilt, or something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives just like this one, and we'll catch you in the next video.